Hey everyone, I'm back with another organizational tip for your classroom. So this tip has all to do with phonics, word work, spelling, whatever you do in your classroom. We do all of it. So I want to share with you how we separate our materials and keep them kind of in our own hands. So I have this little black bin here. I used to use these for book storage for my kids, but I converted them over to word work bins, and I will link this label if you're interested that in the description. So I'm going to go through this bin with you and kind of share with you what is inside of here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to share with you is this big old plastic thing I bought at Target, and I put a piece of cardstock inside of it. This is what I use for my dry erase board. You will see I have a dry erase board in here, but I don't use it because these get trashed. My dry erase boards got trashed too quickly and they're expensive. So I wanted something that was not as expensive that wouldn't get so trashed. So this is what we use for a dry erase board. Each student has their own clipboard. These are from the dollar store a couple years ago, I think. And we use this if we're around the room and we don't have a table, we need a hard surface. Working in groups, this comes in handy. So that's kind of where we store it. The next thing I have is this magnetic dry erase board that we use for making words, building words together. So in phonics, so this is strictly a magnetic board in my room. And then I have this, I don't even know what you call this, but I bought it at Michael's. And it's holes. I think they use it for stitching, and I cut it in half. But what you do with this is you put this underneath a piece of paper, and then kids can write on the piece of paper with crayon, and it makes their words kind of bumpy. So then they can use their finger and kind of trace over the words, and it has like texture to it. So it allows you to add texture to a crayon writing. We have these little chalkboards from Handwriting Without Tears. So I keep those in there. And then I have a little board that I bought at the dollar store for writing words. And then I have a sight word bin. So we use the Fry sight words in our classroom, and each kid's on their own list. And primarily they work on it at home for extra practice, but in the classroom, when we're in small group guided reading, if they're working on certain words, we stick them in here on an index card that I just write them on there, and then they have their own words that they're kind of working on. So then there's two other containers in here. Both of these bags I bought in bulk at Oriental Trading, nothing fancy. The first one I took a Sharpie and I wrote ABC, and then I numbered it, so I know this is number 1's letters. And these are just the magnetic letters that go on my magnetic board. They're from Lakeshore Learning. So those are in there. So when we're making words, they each have their own bag. And then any other tool that they might need for word work is in here. This says Tools 1. So I'm going to go through this baggie with you and share with you what I keep in here. So I have some Amazon. I bought these dry erasers. Remember, or if you watched the video, I talked about where I put their dry erase markers. Those go in this baggie. I do put crayon or highlighters in this baggie too, because we use highlighters all the time. So if we're working on the AR chunk or our control vowel or EE or EA, they highlight them. So that's why we need highlighters. I put chalk in here because we have the chalkboard. And then I use white crayons. Sometimes we take like a piece of paper and write words that we're working on in white, and then like watercolor over them, or do like mystery word. So I do have a whole blog post about different things you can do in word work, and I will actually link that on here as well if you need ideas. So that is what I keep in my word work, phonics, all things bin. And here's something else that's not in this bin because this is at home, but each kid brings in markers, and that's what you would use with the white crayon, and you can paint over it in marker too. I have them keep their markers in here, so they know that there's only certain times they can use their markers. maybe into a recess, then they can go grab it out of here. But then when we're working on word work, if we want to use markers, they're also in here as well. So I hope that helps you get started with building a word work bin if you're interested. And I hope you grab some great tips. Make sure to follow my friends and grab some other great organizational tips for your classroom. Have a great day.